Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. If you haven't noticed, we're quite cozy and festive in the studio today, and it's because you are here for our annual Christmas special episodes. And this year we're going to do something a little different because it's my absolute favorite time of year. And every year I seemingly am the only one who celebrates this tiny aspect of the season. I'm the only one that preaches the good word, if you will. And today on the show, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about television Christmas specials. No. I know what you're thinking. Not Charlie Brown, not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, not Jack Frost, none of those. No Rankin Bass here, okay? Those are classics. What could I possibly critique about Rudolph? Really? No.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Those are perfect, beautiful morsels of entertainment that are so intertwined with the season. If you try to tear them apart, you'll kill both, okay? Not going to talk about those. What we are going to discuss is 12 special Christmas-themed episodes of television, one for each night of the 12 days of Christmas. I think you should watch it as much as you watch George Bailey, as much as you watch Miracle on 34th Street, and as much as Charlie Brown laments over that little piece of shit tree.
I've killed it. Oh, everything I touch gets ruined.
I really do. So without further ado, let's start the countdown with the 12th night of Christmas and the 12th television special being simply titled Christmas from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know.
Now, Malcolm in the Middle is a show that if you have not watched, you need to. It is one of the best family sitcoms ever made. Bar none. Came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was immediately unique amongst the landscape of family sitcoms. It had this wonderful aesthetic, and a lot of shows around the same era had it, of the whip pan comedy transition.
Hey!
This show is fantastic for a lot of reasons, but the main reason it's fantastic, and especially to rewatch now, is the fact that it gave the world Bryan Cranston.
And he's brought snacks.
I brought you a gift. I brought you my face on a cookie.
So what am I supposed to do?
You can eat me.
Now, don't get me wrong, Bryan Cranston was, of course, a journeyman by the time this show started. He was, Dr. Whatley in Seinfeld.
Cheryl, would you ready the nitrous oxide, please?
But this is the show that proved to the world that he could do anything. That he was more than just a character actor. He was legitimately the most talented guy in the room. And of course, I know Walter White changed the television landscape forever.
You're goddamn right.
And to the majority of the world, he will always be Walter White. But to me, Bryan Cranston will always be Hal.
Sleep well, my little angels.
He is nothing short of brilliant in this role. And Jane Kismerick, who plays his wife, Lois, is also fucking brilliant.
Your mother wants you to know that she loves you and
He has 10 seconds to pull over that damn car or I will...
give you lots of hugs and kisses.
You heard your mom. You're not in trouble. Can you pull over now?
That's not my mom.
These actors make the show propel forward. And in the case of this Christmas episode, to me, it's like the epitome of some of the character relationships and dynamics and personalities that the show offers. It starts off with the boys misbehaving, surprise, surprise, and Lois having enough of it.
How nice to see you home.
So she essentially takes Christmas out of the living room and stuffs it all in the garage like the fucking Grinch. And says, listen, boys, if you can behave one night, you will get all of this back. And the battle begins, right? And poor Hal is just caught up in this melee. He just loves Christmas, and he just wants everybody to behave and be happy.
Out, relaxing, enjoying things, making people happy.
Hell, that's so sweet and thoughtful. I hope I get to open it.
Our B plot of this episode is actually my favorite part of the episode, and it involves the oldest brother of Malcolm, Francis, going to visit their grandmother.
Hi, Grandma.
I mean, he didn't want to. He was definitely guilted into it. And the reason you have to be guilted into visiting their grandmother is because she's the worst person on the face of the planet. And she is played to comedic perfection by Cloris Leachman. She makes Scrooge look like George fucking Bailey.
I should have kissed your boo-boos and made them better.
And Francis's whole plot is just trying to spend time with her.
Fluffy sweaters. I should have carried you and held you and told you how much I loved your diapers.
Why don't you just unhinge your jaw and finish me off?
And as these two talk, you get to understand Grandma more and a little bit more of her history and why she is the way she is. This has one of the funniest scenes I think I've ever seen, because it's always stuck with me. The way Francis has to intervene is one of the funniest and nastiest, kind of gross, embarrassing things you could possibly do.
Grandma? Grandma? Oh.
As we get back to Lois versus the boys, she realizes that she is being a monster. And the boys realize that she's being a monster. And so instead of behaving, they realize, well, she can't do this. She can't take Christmas hostage. We don't negotiate. They literally have so much post 9/11 like terminology and sayings. Like, they literally treat her like she is Osama bin Lois. Like, she's a Christmas terrorist and she needs to be taught a lesson, and we don't negotiate because we're 8. The great part about this episode is that everyone learns a lesson. So the finale of our main plot involves everybody pretty much coming to terms with the mistakes they've made and learn that the holiday is bigger than all of them and bigger than their control or bigger than their misbehavior. Family's what's important. And they end up each doing the right thing right at the very end. And I won't spoil it for you, but it's quite cute in a dark kind of way.
Ooh, I think we have another present here for Reese.
I wonder what it is.
Francis and Grandma ends in a great way too. Now, she doesn't have a Scrooge moment where she learns her lesson. She doesn't have any kind of illuminating, but she does get her comeuppance from Francis, who learns a nice Christmas lesson in this episode, which is she deserves the Christmas spirit whether she likes it or not.
That could have his hands and stick them in his kakushnik.
It's a great episode. I hope you guys check it out. And it's a great way to start off our countdown of the 12 nights of Christmas TV specials. So I hope you guys check it out. And thanks so much for watching and coming on back and giving us your time in this holliest and jolliest of seasons. We have another episode coming tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the episode, share this episode, and watch all these wonderful upcoming Christmas specials. I promise it's going to make your Christmas that much better. So, thank you guys. Appreciate it so much. Have a Merry Christmas. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Just like that. Look how snowy and perfect it is. Oh my gosh.
I love it. Which one?